Hi, this is Aaron and Linda with Traveling Flamingo, and today we're in Costa Maya, Mexico on the Norwegian Breakaway. This is our third port on a 5-port Caribbean cruise, and we wanted to tell you a little bit about what you can expect to see here in Costa Maya, what we thought was really interesting, some of the things we knew, some of the things we might not have known, and we also, at the end of this video, have a little bit of a story for you where we had sort of a little bit of a personal meltdown involving our visas and debit cards. So stay tuned to see all of that coming right up.
So when you arrive at Costa Maya, you will see that there is a dock, which is great, so you don't need to tender. However, it's a pretty long dock that you have to get down. There are trolleys for those who need it, but there is a cost of $3. So I would make sure that you've got your sunscreen on and your hat ready to go, because there is not any shade on this dock, and it can get very hot as you walk down to the entertainment and everything at the pier.
So the port itself is owned by sort of a conglomerate with the cruise lines. It does envelop a large area of this, of Costa Maya. So, this isn't exactly your, authentic experience here. Obviously, a lot of these people are from Mexico. A lot of the foods and flavors are, from their sort of diverse culinary backgrounds. However, this is manufactured. So it's a bit sort of like your Disneyland, if you will, your Disney World. It's not exactly like you're walking onto an authentic Mexican area. That said, however, there's a lot of benefits of that. For instance, the water here is properly filtered, and so you don't have to worry about drinking the water or the ice that you get in your drinks here. That said, there is also a lot that is built by the same company. There's this Mayan, the Lost Kingdom, which is a water park that's located very close. You can go there right from the pier, $99 for adults, $89 for kids. That's US dollars, and kids are 6 to 11. Before that, they're free, and after that, they're adults. So, it's good and bad here is that it is a manufactured port, but that can also be a good thing.
Yeah, as Aaron said, there are some benefits to this port as well. There was a lot more there than I expected. We had watched some other people's videos, which we really enjoyed, but man, there's a lot to do. They have a dolphin discovery right at the port where you can swim with dolphins. There's an aviary, which is connected by a bunch of suspended rope bridges, which have a great view of the port as well. I think it's pronounced cacao. That's a chocolate museum with some exhibits on how chocolate's made and how it's so important to Mexico. They also have tequila, which of course is the heart of Mexico. They have an interactive presentation about how tequila is made, as well as some tequila taste testing. And they also have, I believe it's pronounced a ka. Correct me with any of the pronunciations, please, in the comments below. But that's Snorkel Bay, which is a small snorkeling area inside the aquarium right at the water. And they also have Mayan healing rituals. So there's quite a bit to do. There's also a pass that you can buy that will allow you to do the aviary, the Cacao Chocolate Museum, the Tequila Tour, and the aqua snorkeling pass, and it's called the Port Pass. So there's quite a bit to do. You really could go and just enjoy a lot of these activities at the port, either get the pass and do all of them, do some of them, or we just really enjoyed walking around and checking some of them out.
Yeah, as Linda said, there is a lot to do here. So there's about 7 restaurants that you can sit down at, and there's also 5 different bars. There's also a few different cafes and cafeterias. There's even one with a small Mexican wrestling ring in it, which is kind of cool. As you're walking by, it's right by the pool, which is very, very kind of interesting and very cool. All of the restaurants are Mexican inspired, as you'd expect, and so they've got stuff that's like seafood that comes right out of the water there, and they've got your pork and your chicken and your beef. We went to La Tortillerie, and the food was amazing. So basically, this was a place where you go up, you order your food, you order chicken, beef, pork, seafood, and they actually cut it right off the spits in front of you, and they have fresh corn tortillas, and the food was really, really good. They had a lot of different sort of salsas and different types of things that you could put on top of it, and we really enjoyed this.
As Aaron said, we went to La Tortilleria, And Aaron had the beef. It was very nice. I did try a little bit of his as well. And I had the chicken. The fresh tortillas were great. We would eat them right away. Aaron went off to get us drinks, and it took him a little longer till he got to his. His tortillas started to sort of fall apart by the time he got to it, just because everything is so fresh and there's so much juices in it. But we really enjoyed it. Only downfall, it was very hot back there because you're not on the water. So, middle of the day, it's summertime. There isn't much airflow. We were fortunately find somewhere to sit. I love the heat, and this was the most hot. The hottest I was in all of the Caribbean was eating these tacos.
So we'll get to our story in just 2 seconds, but we did want to sum this up and give you sort of an overall opinion on what we thought. This is a great little cruise port. It is, again, manufactured, so it's kind of a faux cruise port, but that can be good, just as long as you know that, and that if you're looking for that sort of Mayan culture, there are some Mayan ruin excursions you can usually go on in these areas. However, this is a good place just to hunker down. The food was very good. As I said, the water's filtered, so it's all safe, and there's lots of really little small shopping little stores that you can go into and buy little goods and buy your trinkets for your family and so forth. And there really is quite a bit of entertainment here. You've got your dolphins, you've got a lazy river, you've got a bunch of bars and different restaurants, you've got a pool, you've got a beach. Now you can't swim off of that beach, but you got a beach there you can sit down at and get your drink. It really sort of well-rounded cruise port, we thought, and we enjoyed our time there, and we would definitely spend more time there if we could.
So just a little bit more about our recommendations. We did not know how much there was at this port before we got off the ship. So we thought we would avoid some of the rush and go for a late lunch. And I was disappointed in myself for not getting off and exploring earlier because there's so much to do. If you are there with a family, they have a pool area. It's nice to have a bit of a different pool than the one on your ship. It was quite a large pool area with some beaches and chairs and sort of like a sandy beach area. There's seats on the beach. We just sat down and enjoyed sitting on the beach, watching the waves, hearing everything going on around us, and just exploring. So if we had got off earlier, we definitely would have had time to sit down and enjoy more of the things at the port. Make sure you bring your swimsuit, bring a towel, so if you choose to get in the water, they have a lazy river bar. I mean, I had never even heard of that before. So if you are not interested in paying for an excursion, or you're limiting how much you're wanting to pay out for excursions, this would be a port that I wouldn't bother paying for an excursion for, and just enjoying everything that's available at the port to do.
So a little bit of a story here as we wrap up the video. So we had struggled a little bit on how much money to bring with us onto the cruise ports. We didn't really want to lose our credit cards, and we did have some US dollars. We're Canadian, but we still had some US dollars on us, but we didn't want to lose a lot. So we thought, hey, why don't we bring one of our cards? And we thought, well, let's not bring the debit card because debit isn't sort of universally accepted all the time. So we figured we'll bring a credit card, and we had two options. I have a Visa and an Amex. And I decided to take the Visa, and we left the American Express. And I rarely use my Visa, and some of you may know where this is going, but we went to a pharmacy and I bought some saline solution, some eye drops for my contacts, and my card didn't work. And I thought that was odd, so we paid cash. I called the bank. They said everything was fine, so I didn't think too much of it.
So by this point, we've walked around, we've bought our tacos, we've used some of the cash we had, and Aaron has asked me for some money to go buy us some strawberry daiquiris or drinks, something slushy to cool off. And I give him the money and I say, this is all the money I have. This is all of my money I have with me. Assuming he will count how much money I have and figure out when he goes to buy what he's going to get, how much money he has.
To be fair, it wasn't so much of a problem of knowing how much money I had as much as how much the drinks cost. Because as you know, this is Mexico and they don't always publish everything.
So then Aaron goes to the bar, comes back, and he goes, can I have some more money? I said, Aaron, I told you I gave you all the money I have. Meanwhile, we got our food. I'm starting to eat. I'm a big foodie. I've pretty much eaten all my food. And I managed to scrounge up $2 extra. So I found $2 more and gave it to him so he could head back to the bar.
So yeah, my PIN wasn't working and we didn't have any other money. So I gave them the money we had. We were still $2 short. I asked them, is this okay? I'm still $2 short. And they said, sure, no problem. We'll still give you the drinks for the $2. I guess otherwise I'd be leaving them. So they may as well get something out of it. So we were short. They accepted it. We sat down. I called the bank again and I realized that I couldn't reset it. So I had to wait till I got home. Luckily, I never really used this visa, but lesson learned, make sure you take a card you know your PIN number to. Also, make sure that you have those PIN numbers written down somewhere. So, we do use 1Password to store all of our stuff. This isn't an ad, but we put all of our passwords in 1Password, and we'll put a link for it down below. Just a suggestion, you might want to do that. They can do secure encrypted notes, and so you can put your PIN numbers in there so you don't wind up doing what I did.
So even though Aaron and I both had our disappointments that day, it was not encouraging us to get off the ship as early. Aaron was dealing with his credit card. We really did enjoy our time at the port, and we would definitely want to go back and spend some more time there, bring our swimsuits, and enjoy our time. Just want to actually take a minute to thank some people who commented on our Roatan video. Put a card up here, so if you haven't had a chance to see that, you can check that out. But thank you, Allison Lundgren, who was actually on the same cruise as us, so that's really cool. And BB's Fantastic Adventures, love that name. Thank you so much for commenting. And Zach M, we really do enjoy everybody who takes some time to comment on our videos, so thanks so much for doing that.
So thanks once more for watching. If you've been to this port, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you'd go back, if you wouldn't go back, let us know why in the comments below. And hope you have a great day or great night. Happy travels.